Hello everyone. In this video, will be my quick thoughts, first impressions, and a little bit more expanded on of the Emperor's Champion for the Black Templars. As a disclaimer, I've not played a full 2,000 point game with the Black Templars, as I've stated in previous videos. However, I have played a combat patrol game with the Emperor's Champion, thanks to the new Black Templars combat patrol. So I do have a little bit of experience with him in that regard, though this was playing a combat patrol game with the index rules for Black Templars, not their codex rules, since that game took place before their codex rules officially had released, like before they had officially come out. So with that little disclaimer and the intro out of the way, hope you guys enjoy my thoughts, first impressions, and kind of loose and general experience with the Emperor's Champion. Now, for my thoughts, and we always have to start with the model, like the previous ones. The Emperor's Champion was single-handedly what got me into liking the Black Templars. Like, if it wasn't for the fact that his model, even if it is very simple looking, all things considered, he's a great looking model. But on top of that, I had listened to the story around Rabute Gilliman's resurrection and his crusade to Terra, and the Emperor's Champion, from what I recall, that was part of that story, just struck me as like that's based. He's based. If that's how all Emperor's Champions are, if that's how every Emperor's Champion is, that's based. I like him. The idea of a character, right? A Space Marine champion, basically just wanting to call out, hey, you, big guy over there leading other guys, let's fight. We either die, I fight and I either win or I die. That's just, I don't know, like, that just struck me as like, that's sick. And then I looked into their 10th edition, index rules, and I'm like, oh, like, E-Champ, he wasn't fitting that vibe as well. But moving past the model and how he got me single-handedly into just loving the Black Templars, or really liking them and loving him as a model. Like, he is a non-negotiable for me, like in any Black Templars list I've ever brainstormed. But moving away from that and looking at his profile and then later on his abilities, he has a great profile for melee. Now, yeah, it's nowhere near like the Marshal or High Marshal Helbrecht with like their really strong abilities and whatnot, but it's like the dude just has a profile meant for melee, which makes sense. But then also, yeah, he's just a character eliminator. He plays into that fantasy of just, he's this guy, he's the Space Marine who's going to look at a Bloodthirster and just kind of go, yeah, I'd win. Like, what? It's funny, but it's just but it's great, and it's great that his new codex data sheet reflects that, right? It costs 90 points, so if I remember correctly from the index, that he went up 15 points, so like he's more expensive to take now, but it's cool. He has Lone Operative, so you can run him by himself and kind of keep him safe from getting shot off the board from like long distance shooting. He's no longer an epic hero, though you can only still take one of him, so there is that, but he can take enhancements now, so that's really good. Especially if you're, and that's really good, especially depending on what attachment you're running. If you're running Gladius Task Force like a boring loser, like, come on, guys. I get Gladius Task Force is a pretty solid detachment for Space Marines, but like, are you really playing Black Templars if you're running Gladius Task Force? But like, if you're running that detachment, you can take the Honor Vehement enhancement or another enhancement and put it on him, and it just work for him. If you're running Wrathful Procession, you can give him Firebrand, give him Stealth. Stealth plus Lone Op. So you do that kind of stuff. It's all good. Well, with regards to units that he can lead, it's the same units as a Marshal, with the exception of he cannot lead Infernus Squad Marines, but once again, why would you attach him to Infernus Marines? The Black Sword, both the strike and sweep profile, they're good. The strike profile, which is 100% the anti-character profile, has anti-character 5 up. He also has precision. So chances are, whatever you're throwing him into melee, if it's being led by a character, that character is probably not long for this world. It's safe to say they're probably dying soon. Moving into his abilities, Armor of Faith. It's a good blanking ability. From what I recall, his index version of his data sheet, this ability only worked against melee attacks. Now it works against any attack. So that's really good. It means that, like, let's just say as an example, someone tries to barrel stuff him with a Melta gun, and it hits and wounds him, and he fails to save. Okay, cool. He just took no damage from that one Melta attack that may have went through. Nice. Overall, good, solid. Nothing to complain about there. Nothing to criticize or to harp on. Sigmund's Heir, the second ability. It's just it's a useful ability. Yeah, it's a once per battle ability. But so as it reads, each time this model's unit declares a charge, if one or more of the targets of that charge have a character keyword, you add 2 to the charge roll. So that right there is really good. Whether you have him alone without leading a unit or he's attached to a unit, that's really good. But next you have the once per battle part of this. So once per battle, when this model's unit is selected to fight, if that unit is within engagement range of one or more enemy character units, this model can use this ability. If it does, until the end of the phase, melee weapons equipped by this model have devastating wounds. Yeah, the Emperor's Champion is probably going to put the hurt and possibly kill or severely wound whatever character unit you have either running around by themselves or leading something. Like, he is going, like, once again, as I said earlier, it's like, you know, he can look at a Bloodthirster and just kind of go, yeah, I'd win. And unironically, there's a very real possibility now that, yeah, he'd win. He'd be that guy. He'd be the guy to look at something, everyone be like, oh, you know, pissing and shitting themselves, and he'd just go, nah, I'm good. I got this. Yeah, like, overall, my thoughts on the Emperor's Champion. I love him. He, alongside like other Space Marine units, are kind of like just there. He's a non-negotiable for me. It's like if I am ever gonna run Black Templars list, it's like he has to be in it. I just love the Emperor's Champion. Like, I love the Emperor's Champion back in their index, even when his data sheet was a little kind of meh compared to how it is now. But he's a great looking model. Even if he's simple looking, his abilities are overall really good, if not like very solid. He has lone up, so you can very much play into that fantasy of what he's supposed to be, of this, you know, character duelist, right? He can take enhancements now, so that's great. You know, regardless if you're running Gladius Task Force, Wrathful Procession, Companions of Vehemence, you know, it doesn't matter what detachment you're running. If there's a good enhancement that would have been great for him in the past, well, you can put it on him now, and it'll be great for him now. His weapon profile with the black sword and even with the bolt pistol, overall really solid. You know, has 8 inches of movement, so he's actually pretty speedy. Toughness 4, 2 up save, 4 up invul, and 5 wounds, 6 up leadership, 1 OC. He's not out OCing something, an enemy unit on an objective, other than if he kills them all. Maybe not very likely by himself, but like, just really, really solid. If there was a complaint I could have with the Emperor's Champion is, let me use 3 of him. Come on, GW. Just let me have 3 of him in one army, please. It'd be very funny. But with that, guys, I want to thank you all for watching and listening. Feel free to comment down below what your thoughts are on the Emperor's Champion. You know, and to that end, what kind of experiences have you had playing with him in the Index and Codex? And if you are someone who has dealt with the Emperor's Champion, if you've played against a Black Templars player who has used the E-Champ a lot, what was that like? Was it a good time? Was it a bad time? Did you happen to manage with him, manage against it very well before the Black Templars Codex, and has that changed at all since their Codex release? Uh, Let me know. And as always, let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more content like this in the future. And to that end, liking and subscribing does go a long way to help. Uh, let me know you guys are interested in this, or like something I said, or whatever. Um, but yeah. But with that, once again, I want to thank you all for watching and listening. Hope you guys are having a great time wherever you may find yourself, whether you're at work, at school, at home, you're chilling, or out on a walk. I hope you're having a good time. If things aren't going well, or things could, if things are going poorly for you, well, I hope things can get better. Sincerely, I hope things can get better. Hope things can turn around, and I'm sure they will get better. But with that, guys, until the next time, I'll see you next time. Peace.